Well, hi there. You're wondering why I'm wearing such a funny hat. I always wear this hat. So much, it's a part of my name now. My friends, my very, very best friends, they just call me Rose the Hat.
You're listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Scotty.
And welcome to episode 128 of Fun with Horror. We're the movie review podcast in which two long-distance best friends stay in touch by taking turns giving each other horror movies to watch, and then we get to discuss them.
Last episode, I got to pick our next movie, and I picked 2019's Dr. Sleep, directed by Mike Flanagan. And, of course, stay tuned to the end of this episode, in which we'll get to hear what Andrew is picking for our next episode. But until that moment, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I am recovering.
Tell the people what happened.
I'm going to be talking louder to make up for the fact that my voice isn't all there because I'm recovering from the old COVID.
Oh, no! Dang, dude, that sucks. I can't believe you got COVID.
That's not how we say oh no on Fun with Horror.
Oh, wait. Oh, no!
There we go.
Sorry.
But you know what doesn't suck, buddy?
What doesn't suck?
Our patrons.
Our patrons don't suck. Our patrons are awesome.
And we have a new patron with horror.
We do.
Susan Kim, thank you so much. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome. Thank you.
Susan, we love you.
Susan, we do love you.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I was actually at San Diego Comic-Con when I got the little notification that our longtime listener, Susan, had become a patron with horror.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
So very soon, Susan, along with our other patrons, will get to hear some exclusive episodes from us. Probably the week after this episode airs, we'll probably have something up there because it's been too long.
True. It's true.
So, but yeah, thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Everybody out there, if you want, go to our Patreon and become a patron with horror, and you too will get to hear stuff like our upcoming The Haunting of Hill House series.
Yeah. I'm very curious about that one.
You know what's awesome, buddy?
Ooh, what?
Our good friend Justin Beam.
Yeah, Justin.
I met Justin in person at San Diego Comic-Con before a panel that he was a part of.
So cool.
About horror in comic books. And it was a small panel, but Justin was awesome.
Nice.
Everybody out there, if you don't know, Justin Beam is a friend of the show. He runs Reverend Entertainment, and they are in charge of producing the bonus features on a lot of boutique Blu-rays for Scream Factory, Umbrella Entertainment, Paramount, and the stuff he does is just amazing. I am a huge fan of the bonus features on Blu-rays.
Yeah, dude.
So, Justin, I've told him this. He's like a hero to me.
That's so cool. And he, honestly, all the stuff that I see him post about or talk about, like, it's wild. He gets to talk to some crazy cool people, gets to do, like, I mean, genuinely amazing things. It's super impressive and very, very interesting. Like, yeah, definitely a hero. It's awesome.
Seriously, everybody, go listen to his podcast. Justin has a podcast called the Justin Beam Radio Hour. Nice. He's got one of the sexiest voices in podcasting. He always does really good interviews on it. And recently he talked about doing the bonus features for Martin Scorsese's Bringing Out the Dead 4K Blu-ray that's coming soon.
Wild. That's
which
so cool.
I pre-ordered.
My man.
But Justin does talk about going and meeting Nicolas Cage and interviewing him at his house, interviewing Martin Scorsese. So
people that aren't really big in the industry.
Just independent filmmakers.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. That's so cool.
What's crazy, buddy?
Yeah,
is if you go to his website, and I'm just sitting here pimping Justin Beam like crazy. But if you go to his website, you can see all the movies that Reverend Entertainment has been in charge of doing.
Cool.
And it's crazy. I have bought Blu-rays for this podcast, not knowing that they were Reverend Entertainment produced bonus features on them.
That's cool, man. That's like really cool.
Remember the Fun House?
I do. Yeah, I do remember Funhouse.
Yeah, he did that one.
That's awesome. Oh, man. That's so cool. Oh, no. I was just going to say the picture you got of him at Comic-Con, really great picture, man. Like, that looked super professional. It was a really good pick. It's like, wow.
And that was from the back row. No, I'm kidding. No.
There's no way.
No, I was sitting in the front row staring intently at him the entire time. No. Anyway, but I was going to say, the really cool thing was before the panel, I actually met up with him outside the room that he was going to be talking in.
Nice.
And we stood and talked for like a good 30, 40 minutes. And he's one of those guys. He's a lot like talking to you in which like we could have just sat there talking for hours about horror movies and bonus features on movies and things like that. And yeah, it was just such a good time. He's a great guy. He's going to be on the podcast soon.
Yeah.
So just everybody go listen to Justin Beam's Radio Hour. Go check out his website. Go buy some of his Blu-rays.
Yeah. Support him. That's really cool, man. I'm glad you got to do that. I know it was exciting. So that's so cool. He sounds like I can't wait to meet him. I'll just say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But enough like gagaing over Justin Beam. We've got a movie to discuss, pal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're magic. Like me.
I don't know about magic. I was called it The Shining. And yeah, we both shine. Do your parents know?
About my shine? They don't talk about it. Or if I use it, they look at me different.
When I was a kid, I didn't understand The Shining. I called it Tony. Thought he was my imaginary friend.
I thought you were my imaginary friend.
Dr. Sleep was released in 2019. It was directed by Mike Flanagan, also written by Mike Flanagan, based off a book by Stephen King. It stars Ewan McGregor as Danny, Rebecca Ferguson as Rose the Hat, plus many other people, including Kyleigh Curran as Abra. And it has cinematography by Michael Fimognari.
That's right.
Fimognari.
Yep, that's right.
Who also directed or was a cinematographer on Oculus, which I recently did with Chuddle the Pod here on Fun with Horror. But yeah, so there's so many people in this movie.
All right, of course, though, I think I know how you feel about this movie, but why don't you tell the people what you think of Dr. Sleep?
Oh, well, I picked this movie because I absolutely love this movie. This is a 5-star movie for me. It's pretty much perfect. I can't think. Yeah, I love this movie, Andrew.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
But the real question, let's talk about the great Fun with Horror Flanagan War. So, a little bit of background here.
Yeah.
Andrew had it in his head that he wasn't a fan of Mike Flanagan at some point. I don't know when. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of forgot about this. Have we done any other Flanagan movies here? We haven't, right?
Well, I mean, we did Ouija, or didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did Ouija, Origin of Evil.
Yeah, Origin of Evil. Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, when it first came up.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
And you liked Ouija, Origin of Evil, right?
I did. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
And then I forgot about it. But then when I texted Andrew when I was about to do Oculus with Chuddle the Pod.
Yeah.
And I said, Andrew, I forgot. Have you seen Oculus? And Andrew said, yep, didn't like it. Mike Flanagan. And that's it. And I'm like, wait, what?
You make me sound like such a jerk.
That's exact. Like, I am quoting your text.
I know. I know. That's mean. I'm mean. I'm sorry.
And I was just like, wait a second. I don't think you dislike Mike Flanagan like you think you do. I think you just saw Oculus and didn't care for it. And, okay, granted, the surprising one is that you also did not care for Gerald's Game.
That's right. I did not like Gerald's Game.
Which I kind of want to do on the podcast because I want you to revisit it.
Well, that I also didn't like Hush. I did not like Hush. So I'm just saying, like,
nobody likes Hush.
Yeah, well, it's not great.
No, I'm just kidding. Some people like Hush. A lot of people like Hush.
That's great. Hey, I love it. Good.
But this was all, except for Gerald's Game, this was all before the big Flanagan, like, renaissance.
That's a good word for it. Yeah, yes.
And I remember after whatever podcast we recorded after I did Oculus with Chuddle, I remember I went through pretty much everything Flanagan has done. And I was like, what'd you think of this? What'd you think of this? Because you did watch Midnight Mass.
Which I did like. Yep.
You loved Midnight Mass, if I remember correctly.
What I love, yeah, it was a good show. What I loved, though, is the main actor in it. I'm totally drawing a blank on his name. He was so good in that show. Oh my god!
I forget who it was. The young guy?
The
Hamish.
Priest.
Hamish Linklater.
Thank you. Yes, I knew he had a cool name. Okay, yes, Hamish. Yes. He was phenomenal in that.
I'm gonna pimp Hamish right now.
Yeah.
He plays the voice of Batman / Bruce Wayne in the new Batman Caped Crusader cartoon.
That's right.
Series.
That's cool. He's so good. Oh man, he's good.
Anyway, but you liked Midnight Mass. Anyway,
I did. Yeah.
We went through all these things because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't think you're a Mike Flanagan hater. Like, how can you be? But Andrew has yet to see The Haunting of Hill House.
Right.
The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Right.
You haven't seen, well, neither of us have seen The Midnight Club.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you haven't seen, what's the newest one? The Edgar Allan Poe one. Fall of the House of Usher.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But now you've seen Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
So all of that leading up to this, Andrew, okay, this is the other thing. Let's go back just a couple years.
Okay.
And build up even more suspense here.
Right.
Let's remind everybody, Andrew.
Okay.
You picked The Shining.
Yeah, you're right.
As our first quote unquote Halloween movie.
I did. Yes. And mind you, this is when our rule was we pick movies we hadn't seen. So I'd never seen The Shining.
Right. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had not seen The Shining.
Correct.
So you didn't grow up with it. It's not like a dear part of your heart like so many other horror fans.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
You're a relative newcomer to The Shining. You liked it enough. Whatever.
Yeah.
Andrew, what did you think of Dr. Sleep?
Actually, I gotta go. I'll see you later, man. No, I'm kidding. Look at that. You know what? I liked it. I liked Dr. Sleep. I have a few quibbles, which of course we'll talk about, but overall, I think it's a pretty darn good movie, man. There you go.
Just to be clear, we both watched the 3-hour version.
We did.
The extended cut. The regular theatrical cut is only 2.5 hours, but.
And you I think you mentioned something. I don't know if it was text, but you said something like, I don't know what they would have cut from it. So have you never seen the 2.5 hour cut? You don't know what they cut?
I saw it in theaters.
Oh, right. Okay. That makes sense.
But ever since then, I've only watched the director's cut. And yeah, I have no idea what they cut out of the movie. And everything to me seems essential.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because just from your comment, and I was like, what? Maybe... I don't know. We'll discuss it. But yeah, we'll discuss it. Sorry.
Because now...
Yeah.
It's time for our spoiler warning.
Yes.
As you know, we changed up our format. Now we tell everybody what we thought of the movie, and then we spoil the crap out of it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So, this is your cutoff point. If you don't want Dr. Sleep spoiled for you. And actually, Andrew brought up a good point last episode. We're probably going to do some book spoilers.
Oh, for sure.
If you haven't read the book, Dr. Sleep, we're actually going to probably spoil The Shining as well.
And I did some research last night after finishing this movie, so I know a little bit more about the book, because I was like, I'm curious.
Andrew did some research?
I know. Even though I was dead tired, I was like, I need to just look up a couple things. I've got to do some research.
I've got to do research because I need something to help me fall asleep, and research is boring.
And then I was out. So most of what I'll say is made up, but that's fine.
All right, buddy. Well,
all right.
Let me grab my little phone here.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, boy. If it's me, I'm going to botch this one, buddy.
Oh, this time I hope it's you then.
No.
Because it's funnier. We're going to do the 3-minute recap. And everybody, just to remind you, the 3-minute recap is done by memory. Andrew and I are not allowed to take notes.
Right.
We have to come in. We have to come in under 3 minutes. Right?
That's right.
Why are you giggling, buddy?
Nothing.
This is a wholesome podcast.
I know. I'm laughing at a joke I heard earlier.
All right, so I am going to roll a virtual 20-sided die.
Oh, man, okay.
You tell me when to stop, and if it's odd, you're doing it. If it's even, I'm doing it.
Yes. Okay.
Rolling. Whoop,
stop.
Rolling. It's a 9, buddy.
Oh, crap.
Andrew's doing the 3-minute recap.
Gosh.
Remember last week when you were you started to feel sorry for me?
Well, I was just saying that to get brownie points, so I was happier doing it.
Well, hey, guess what?
Oh, what?
I got a phone call from Ewan McGregor.
Whoa!
And he said, "Hello, Scotty." I don't know. Everybody, he's such a good actor. You've never heard Ewan's real accent ever.
That's true.
And this is like a perfect impression. He said, "Scotty, young Andrew, he's going to do the 3-minute recap. Tell him he's my favorite." Right? Huh?
Wow. You know what? Whenever I listen to this episode, I'm just going to really think that that's him saying it, because it sounds just like his real accent. That's amazing. Wow.
That real accent that you've never heard.
That's right. But I know now that... Oh my gosh. I love you.
Qui-Gon, I've got a bad feeling about this. Impressions by Scotty. That's
nice. Right. Hello there. I love it. Oh my Lord. Wow. Oh.
Well, buddy.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay.
You're Ewan's favorite.
Yeah.
So whenever you're ready, give us a 3-minute recap of this 3-hour movie.
Oh gosh. Okay. I do have my phone, but as you can see, it's so I don't screw up the names.
It's just got a picture of Henry Cavill on it.
It's literally, well, he's shirtless too, so, you know.
Yeah, it helps you.
I feel right. All right, here we go. Okay. Trying to remember exactly how it starts. Here we go.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of play time.
Okay, so the movie it begins kind of in the past, sort of right after The Shining ended. Danny is still going by Danny as a little boy, and he sees the naked older woman from The Shining in the bathroom, and he's scared of her. Eventually, what's his name? His mentor. I don't remember. The dead guy. Dick. Dick shows up in his mind and says, hey, you need to create these boxes to kind of lock away all these creatures or these beings or whatever from the hotel. So he does that. We also see a little girl out and playing with her family at a camping ground, and we meet Rose the Hat. Rose the Hat is our main antagonist, and she is looking for people with powers, and her and her group are doing the same. So they meet this girl with powers, and they end up killing her. And this is all, I think, in the 80s or something like that. Then we cut to nowadays. I'm sure I'm missing something, but we cut to nowadays. Danny's now going, I think, by Dan, and he's having a rough time in life. He's drinking a lot, doing drugs. right at the beginning, he wakes up in this house with this girl that he had slept with, which was one of the most heartbreaking scenes I think I've ever seen in a movie, because we see a little child there that it's awful. We'll talk about it though. Anyway, he steals money from her and leaves, and he's rock bottom. Eventually, he realizes he's rock bottom and he gets on a bus and goes to this little town where he essentially starts over. He meets people, he goes to AA, cleans up, and gets better. During this time, though, we also meet another new character. Her name is Abra, which is a fun name. But she's growing up, and she has the shine as well. She's got powers. She can, lift things, almost like telepathy or whatever that is. I can't remember the word for it, but she can move things and all sorts of stuff. She's very powerful, though. So we see her, kind of growing up. Eventually, Dan, it's 8 years later. Dan is sober for 8 years, and he and Abra are able to communicate a little bit through this wall in his apartment, which is pretty cool. And during this time, Abra sees Rose the Hat and her gang kill a little boy. And she sees that they're essentially sucking out, his shine, his essence. He has powers, too. They need it to essentially live forever. So she sees this and gets Dan involved and says, I need help. We got to stop these guys. They're bad. Eventually, they meet up and kind of go after Rose. Or actually, no, Abra fights Rose once first and kind of kicks Rose's butt, which is pretty awesome. Eventually, though, she's like, we need to go find Abra. Rose says this, and we need to eat her soul, whatever. So they go after her, but Dan and Abra have teamed up. They're going to go fight her. Eventually, Dan and his friend, I forget his name, go and kill most of the people in the little group. And then eventually, kind of the final battle ensues with Rose the Hat, and they take it to the old hotel. They go to the hotel to do their final battle. While they're there, Dan unlocks essentially all the boxes in his head of all the creatures that kill Rose. He starts going a little bit crazy as well. The hotel's kind of taking control of him, and he starts chasing Abra, very much like The Shining, spoiler for there, very much like Jack chasing him. Eventually, Abra makes it out, but Dan decides to essentially set the place on fire with the boiler room. And it ends with Abra essentially, her family has not really accepted that she has powers. And it's Dan's talking to her, his ghost is talking to her and says, embrace these powers. This is a gift of yours. And it's her kind of embracing it with her mom. She looks kind of back into the bathroom. We see the naked old woman from the hotel, and she goes in to essentially lock her up in her brain. Gosh, there you go. That was tough, man. That's it. It's over.
Wait, what happened to the hotel?
Oh, I thought I said it burnt down.
Did you?
I thought I did. Because he went in the boiler room.
The important part is that you came in just under 3 minutes.
Hooray!
Ewan McGregor will be proud.
Yes.
I'm proud of you, bye.
Oh, man, shivers. Oh, my gosh.
Choose life. Right? That's Trainspotting.
The only one I ever do is, hello there.
That was a perfect Liam Neeson.
Thank you.
Let's just do impressions the entire podcast now.
Impressions with horror.
I got one for you.
Oh, yeah, please.
Well, hi there.
Is it the Joker?
No, it's Rose the Hat.
Oh.
From this movie.
Sorry.
The movie we're doing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, God.
I was tricking you. I knew it was Rose the Hat. That was a joke.
Rebecca. Although, when I did it, it sounded like Jim Carrey.
Boy, we're all over.
Hi there. Anyway. All right, buddy.
Boy. Yeah, let's dive into this.
So, let's talk about your quibbles.
Yeah.
First.
Yes.
Because I'm going to sing this movie's praises from the rafters of this church that I'm sitting in.
Right.
God, that would be cool if I was actually in a church recording this.
That would be pretty sweet, man. It'd be cool if it was an old abandoned church. Boarded up windows.
No.
Okay.
No, I want a full-on Catholic church.
Okay.
Sitting at the pulpit.
Yeah. It's almost, you could even record it at midnight. We'd call it midnight mass.
Flanagan reference.
See what I did there? I brought it back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
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 Okay, what are your quibbles?
Yeah. So really the only one that comes to mind, I guess it's a quibble, is I don't like kids hurt in movies. I don't like it. I mean, the one scene crushed me. Like I said, when we see the little boy, I genuinely like turned to Cindy and I was like, this, I don't feel good. Like, I hate seeing this because I know that this happens. It happens where, where he wakes up at the place with the girl that he had slept with and she's passed out, thrown up.
Oh, the baby.
The baby. Yeah, the baby.
I thought you meant Jacob Tremblay.
We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I know, little Jacob Tremblay. I was like, is that Jacob Tremblay? And it sure was. No, but seeing that scene broke my heart. The beginning one. It's not a quibble. It just broke my heart. Like, I hate seeing that because he's about my son's age. So ugh. However, seeing his ghost later, I was like, okay. I don't know. I didn't really like it. It looked weird. But my quibble is with Jacob Tremblay. Jacob Tremblay's a great little actor. I'm not blaming him at all. But seeing them kill him, and that scene is extended. And I don't know, maybe that's part of the extended cut, but it lasted so long. And you don't see what they're doing. You do see blood splatter on his face, but I'm like, okay, I get it. You're killing a kid. I don't need to see it. That's fine. Even though they're not showing what's happening, I'm using my imagination and it's not good. And you see blood splatter again. Like, I just don't need to see a kid dying. Like, it's funny. We'll watch any other movie where a dumb teenager or older teenager, whatever, is being an idiot and a slasher, and you're like, yeah, go for it. Go get him. But kids, it's different. It's a little kid. Seeing him scream, and he's a really good actor too. Jacob Tremblay's a phenomenal actor. So seeing him scream, essentially die, it was a lot. I didn't like it. And I was like, we've seen so many other movies where kids have died. They do it right. If we look at Black Phone, which this isn't a spoiler, I mean, obviously that's the movie. We didn't even see the kids die. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. I didn't need to see them die, and they didn't show it. I didn't need to see Jacob Tremblay die, but they showed it. So that's my big quibble. It made me kind of mad. Like, I was like,
interesting.
I don't like that. Yeah.
So the interesting thing about that is that we have talked about other movies, and again, I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, but we've talked about other movies where they did have not so much the death of a child, but pain inflicted on a child, let's just say. See if you can remember what movie I'm talking about.
But I told you I looked away at that one.
In that movie, it has bothered me before.
Right.
I think when I saw this movie, instead of bothering me, because immediately I saw Jacob Tremblay.
Right. Yeah, me too. Yes. Yep.
And I was like, oh, wow, Jacob Tremblay's in this movie. Holy crap. And he's not in it for long.
No, which was surprising. Yeah.
What's not surprising is they picked him simply because he is such a great actor, and they needed a kid to be able to do that scene. And he can do it.
Right.
You may hate me, but opposite of you, I applauded them for going for it because I think I knew that scene from the book.
Okay. Right.
The scene, it's a brutal scene.
Right.
And for me, I do think it's warranted so that you do hate these people, but you also see that, an immense amount of pain is caused to these children so that they can suck up their essence, their steam, as they call it in the movie, their shine, whatever you want to call it. And I know it's brutal, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Right. I know.
I understand your feelings because it is a hard scene to watch.
Right.
I'll tell you this. If you watch the behind the scenes on this, Flanagan even talks about how Jacob Tremblay did such an amazing job that even the actors doing the part, they had to do multiple takes because the first take, the actors were honestly like in horror at what was happening, at how Jacob was acting.
Yeah. Well, he's so
and
good.
He said, guys, that was great, but we got to do it again because you guys are supposed to be enjoying this.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be hungry for this kid's steam.
Right.
And Jacob was doing such a good job that they actually felt worried for Jacob. And then he would get up and just laugh and jump around like it was fun because he's having a great time.
That's wild. He's so good, man. Just jumping into that. It's wild to see someone that young. I mean, he's been doing this a while. Be that good. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Man, what a talent. Yeah.
And it's hard to watch. It is the hardest scene in the movie to watch.
Yep. Oh,
and
for
I
sure.
agree with you there. But unlike you, I applauded them for going for it and for kind of having the guts to be that brutal in the movie without showing you, like you said, without showing you what they're doing. You know that they're, stabbing this kid.
Right.
To cause him pain because, in the words of Rose the Hat, pain purifies the steam.
Right. Right.
Which we see again later in the movie with her and Danny.
Right. Yes. If I ever watch this again, I won't watch that scene again. I just don't need to. Yeah, I'm good.
I guess when I watch it, I'm immersed in what's happening, but I see the craft of the movie almost more than I see what's happening in the movie, and it doesn't take me out of it.
Right.
It makes me appreciate it more. Like I see Jacob's acting.
Right.
I see how Flanagan doesn't show you, but then is, I don't want to say brave, but is able to show you the blood.
Right.
Without showing you what's happening to, like, showing you the actual stabs happening.
Right.
That other movie that I was talking about.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They showed you what happened. They showed you bluntly what happened. Yep. In this one, you don't see the knife entering the skin, let's just say.
Right.
So that's why it didn't bother me as much.
Right. Well, I mean, I think too, when it comes to any movie, it's what we've seen in life or what we have in life, of course, will affect us differently in a movie. So when I'm watching it, I'm thinking about my son, like, the whole time, which I'm like, like, eventually he'll be about that age. And that's the whole thing I was thinking was like, God, if something, God forbid, ever happened, like, I would go after those people. But, like, you just think about that and it just makes you sick. I'm like, I don't want to think about that, man. There's enough crap in the world. I don't need to add anything else to my brain thinking about this.
Not to bring him up again.
Yeah.
But you know who agrees with you?
Who?
Justin Beam.
Yeah, Justin.
I was asking him what scares him in movies, and he was saying the same thing. Like, horror to kids or kids dying.
Yeah.
Paying the kids.
Yep.
Because of his son. So that's a good question. Do you think this would have bothered you as much if we had done it right after The Shining?
Probably not as much. I still wouldn't have liked it, but I think definitely having a son changed that, or definitely having just a kid in general changed that,
Let's be clear. You're not supposed to like the scene.
Right. That's not what I meant. Oh my gosh.
I can appreciate the craft of the scene.
Right. Yeah.
But you're supposed to hate what's happening, and you're supposed to hate the true knot, these people.
Right.
So that later in the movie, when Danny and what's his face, I forget the guy's name right now.
I know,
but Danny and his Billy, and Billy, when Danny and Billy are shooting them and killing them, that's one thing that this scene accomplishes is that you want to see them all die.
Right. I get
Big
that.
time.
But even at the beginning, I'll say this: they kill Violet. We don't see it, but I hated them then too. Like I was like,
I didn't hate him as much.
Anybody, even if we don't see it, that hurts a child in a movie, I will always hate, even if we don't see it. All I need to know is that they did something.
I just said as much, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Did you hate them? Did you hate them more, even more, after what you saw what they did to Brad?
For sure, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's
Fair
all
point.
I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, you hated them for killing Violet, but you hated them even more when you actually saw the pain that they inflict on children before they kill them. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah,
and it's
horrible.
supposed to be. This is a horror movie. This is Stephen King.
I know. Yeah.
And he doesn't pull back from stuff like this.
No, he does not. All right. Let's move on.
Enough about killing kids.
Yeah, let's go. So my only other quibble actually didn't come until after I after I did a little bit of research.
Interesting.
And
Go for it.
Okay, so essentially, the ending of the book is very different than the ending of the movie. I think the book ending sounds way better.
No.
Why? I think it sounds amazing. Everything about it, I was like, this is cool. Like, why did they veer away?
Let's spoil it. It's more fresh in your mind, so how does the book end? And this is going to be spoiled. If you have not read Dr. Sleep out there, everybody listening, Andrew's about to spoil the end of that book.
Yes. So, well, in The Shining, the original Shining, which I didn't really know, is that Jack is the one that burns down the hotel. It's not there.
He lets the boiler blow up. Yes.
Right. He does essentially what Dan does in this one, sort of, or whatever, So there's no hotel. However, it sounds like they do have their final battle with Rose the Hat at that location, like on the rubble or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that Jack helps Dan, like the ghost of Jack, his father. This is, again, what I read, so help me out if I'm wrong. But essentially helps him defeat Rose, and I think they pushed her off a cliff or something. I'm not positive. She dies. I love that Jack kind of helps him. I like that there's sort of that closure of, wow, we had obviously things didn't end well. I know we get kind of some moments in the movie, but I felt like reading this, I was like, oh, that's a really nice. He helped him. He helped save his son and stop this evil. It was sort of a redemption moment. For me, anyway, reading that. And then he doesn't die. Dan lives. And it turns out that he is the literal biological uncle of Abra. That Lucy, I think is her name, the mom of Abra's mom, was the illegitimate child of Jack. So they are, half siblings. So Dan is actually the uncle of Abra, excuse me. And it ends with him at her 15th birthday saying, be careful with this power. And he goes back to helping people at hospice. I was like, I don't mind when a main character dies. That doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it in movies. But this one I felt like, man, I like that ending. He can be kind of, I don't know. I liked it. It felt nice. It felt like there was more closure, I guess. I don't know. So something about it just struck me as I would like that ending better.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All I can tell you is that, no, I'm not going to help you out.
Oh,
That's your opinion.
No, I know. I want to hear. Yeah. Tell me your thoughts.
I can't really change it.
Right.
No, when I read the book first, when it first came out, it ended the way it did. And I thought it was an okay book. I thought it was a good book.
Mm-hmm.
But then Mike Flanagan came out with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was making a movie sequel to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Right.
While also doing justice to Stephen King's book.
Right.
He was adapting Stephen King's book, but again, making a sequel movie to Stanley Kubrick's movie.
Right.
I can't tell you, the book's ending is fine. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little bow wrapped up on it.
Yeah.
But when I was watching this movie and all of a sudden they were going back to the actual Overlook Hotel, I can't tell you how excited that made me.
Nice.
And then the way they recreated everything from the first movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. Even though it's been a while since I've seen it, I was like, oh, I know all these locations. Like, they definitely stuck with me. So I was like, oh, I remember that scene. I remember that moment,
And I got to say, as a fan of Stephen King, to finally get that closure of Dan using the boiler to blow up the Overlook Hotel to burn it up, like Jack did in the first book, The Shining, that was amazing to me. I was like, oh my God, they did it. Like, Flanagan did it.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the actual end of The Shining, but at the end of Dr. Sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I like the book fine, but going back to the Overlook itself was much more satisfying to me than just going back to the site of the Overlook and having Jack's ghost help him. I mean, that's a little fairy tale-ish for me. For me, the thing that they presented in the book, that all these ghosts stay at the Overlook and they don't know what they did. He talks to his dad's ghost in the Overlook.
Right.
His dad's ghost is just a caretaker now.
Right.
He's just a caretaker of the Overlook Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't remember really being his dad, even though some of the dad comes out in his dialogue.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's how I felt. I really love them going back to the Overlook. Of course, I'm going to talk about the music by the Newton Brothers.
Right.
Where they constantly bring back little pieces of music, but then they brought back the main theme from The Shining, which is, I forget what it's called. It's called...
You'd know it if you heard it.
But yeah, it's that classic piece of music that Wendy Carlos reorchestrated for The Shining by Bartok. And I forget the name of it. Other people can help me out there.
Yeah.
It's Dias or something like that, but it's a fantastic piece. And the way they brought it back in the whole Overlook Hotel, I loved it.
See, and I'm wondering too, again, going to who we are as people, of course, you know The Shining, you know the book, you've seen the movie a bunch. I'd seen it once, you know. And so for me to have that, it was cool to see the hotel, but again, I didn't grow up with it. So for me, I was like, okay, if
That's
they
true.
didn't do it, okay. But you did. So of course there's, you know, difference. There's, you know.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Really good point.
Thanks, man. Every once in a while I have those. They're rare.
Now, here's something I want to ask you about, what you thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing I loved about what Flanagan did
Mm-hmm.
was using lookalikes and act-alikes as the characters from The Shining.
I was about to say that. That was my next point. Yes.
What'd you think about that?
I liked it. I was actually both Cindy and I talked about it. Because she was like, when she was looking at the kind of little boy Danny, she's like, are they trying to do like CGI or anything to like, because she's like, I don't remember what he looked like. And I was like, I don't think so. And then when we see, you know, his mom, it's like, oh no, they're definitely not doing, you know, CGI. These are just different actors, playing the characters. I liked it. It was kind of weird at first, just being like, oh, that's not what they look like. But I was happy about it because they weren't trying to do the CGI. They weren't trying to make it those characters.
Because that would have taken you out of it
Exactly.
so much.
Exactly. You would have been like, wow, either it would have looked great and you'd been like, oh, wow, I'm totally focused on how great it is. Or it would have looked bad and you'd be like, wow, I'm totally focused on how bad it is. So the fact that he didn't do it, I appreciated that. I was like, we know who these characters are. I mean, if you've seen The Shining and you see Jack later, you know it's not Jack Nicholson, but it's okay. Like it works. We know what character that is. You know what I mean? So I was fine with it.
Let's give some shout-outs here. Alexandra Esso played Wendy Torrance, and she was amazing.
She had some of the mannerisms and some of the words she said. I was like, ooh, that's really good. She did her research on how to do it. I thought it was great.
Like when she comes out and she's like, "Daddy!"
Yeah.
Like the way she does it, just like Shelley Duvall.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Also, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall.
I
We haven't
know.
talked about that. She passed away recently,
She did. I know.
and she's forever a horror icon because of the movies we're talking about right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But also, I think the one that impressed me the most was Carl Lumley as Dick Halloran.
Yes, I agree. He was perfect. He sounded just like, I mean, he was perfect. He did a great job. And
he did it without like they do this. Okay, sometimes they do some of the mannerisms, like you said, that Alex Esso did for Wendy. But it almost seems like Carl just made this persona, but then did the part himself without doing an impression
Right.
of Scatman Crothers, you know?
Right. But it was perfect. Like, it was, even listening to him, like, I don't know, I just was like, did they use his voice? Like, I mean, it hit me. I was
know,
like,
right?
wow, he's really good. Yeah, really good.
Right, Doc?
Right.
Oh, so good.
It was perfect. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. Yeah.
And now let's talk about Jack Torrance.
Yeah. Yep.
I got to ask you, did you realize who was playing him right away?
Not at first. It wasn't until in the bathroom. Then they show the front of his face, and I was like, oh, or maybe it was at the end of that scene before they go to the bathroom. They show the front of his face, and I was like, oh, okay, which makes sense. He's in every Flanagan movie or show.
And who is it?
I don't remember his name.
Henry
either.
Thomas.
Thank you, Henry Thomas. Gosh,
That
I'm
one
having
I'm
a
not
hard
forgetting.
time.
We're both having a hard time because, well, I have COVID. I don't know what your excuse is.
I have a baby that wakes up early every day, so
Just play him this movie.
I'll play him the song.
But anyway, so funny enough, the first time I saw this movie in the theater, I was like, man, that guy's playing a really good Jack Torrance, not a good Jack Nicholson, because he's not purposely doing Jack Nicholson mannerisms.
Right. Or voice.
But he's doing,
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing just enough to be Jack Torrance.
Right.
And I had no idea who it was until after the movie ended, and I was looking up some stuff, and I was like, wait, what? That was Henry Thomas?
Awesome.
Now, of course, when I watch it, like I can't not see Henry Thomas. I'm like, oh my God, but he's so good.
He is. Yeah, it really did take me a while. Like I said, until we saw the front of his face, I was like, oh, there he is. And I kind of liked how Flanagan did that too, where it's just the side Jack for a while, and I thought, oh, are they just gonna to kind of keep that illusion sort of who is, you know? So I thought that was kind of an interesting way to do it, and I liked it. But it was nice to see all of him. You know, it was interesting.
What was really amazing too was the couple of moments like with Alex Esso as Wendy, him as Jack, when they recreated a couple of the quick moments from The Shining, and it was exact.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
When they show the axe coming through, they could have easily just done a quick clip of The Shining, but no, they recreated the shot of the axe coming through the door with her cowering in the corner. And it looks exact.
I honestly did think for a second that it was just a clip from the original. Just for a sec, I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh no, that's them. I would agree. It's impressive. It looks exactly
unbelievable.
Like it. Yeah. And him, Jack limping through the hallway was like,
yes,
perfect.
Coming up the stairs towards Wendy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
And what I love about watching the bonus features that come with the movie is when they recreated the Overlook Hotel, the interiors.
Yeah.
And Flanagan is talking about how amazing it was and how it made him feel like such a little kid walking in this set. Like he's in the Overlook, and they did it so perfectly that he felt like he was like inside his own memories.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
cool. How cool would that be?
That would be awesome. Yeah.
I mean, how cool do we feel walking through a damn maze at Halloween Horror Nights that resembles something we saw?
Totally. No, it's totally true. Yeah, that would be, in a soundstage, just being in that moment would be really, really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about some of the other actors, though.
Yes, please.
There's a lot of really good actors. Okay, Ewan McGregor is great.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. It's Ewan McGregor. Come on.
But for me, the highlight of this movie is absolutely Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, she's one of the more horrifying villains I've seen in a while. Like, I mean, she's scary and she's so subtle with some of it too. Like, you're just like, ugh, like I'm uncomfortable around you. Like, I just seeing you, like, and she's not makeup to look like a monster or anything, but you just see how she acts and you're like, oh, you're just a bad person. Like, yeah, she's phenomenal in this. And what's funny is, like, I'll let you talk. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I know her from The Greatest Showman, where she's like singing and, you know, she's great in it too. And then going from that to...
Wait. Remind me who she is in The Greatest Showman.
She's the one that goes with him on tour.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
Rebecca God!
Ferguson.
But that's not really her singing.
I know it's not. But that character. I mean, just seeing her go from like this kind of, I don't know, that character to like the devil. Essentially, it's just she's so good, and so it was just funny to have that total opposite. I don't know, man. She's so good.
She's one of those villains that we've talked about with some male villains that we've had that are really, really attractive as well.
Right. Oh, yeah.
She is a beautiful woman, but she is so horrible.
One of the worst.
Her character is so horrible.
Right, yes.
I love it. I love this idea of vampires that feed off of steam.
Yes.
And the quote-unquote magic of other people. But oh, God. And the thing is, when I first saw this movie, I wasn't as familiar with Rebecca Ferguson. I had seen her in a couple things.
Right.
But I thought she was great. But the more I've seen her in since then, in fact, I just watched season 1 of Silo on Apple Plus.
I've not watched that.
She's the lead, so you should watch it.
Okay. Isn't she in Mission Impossible? One of them?
She is also in a couple of the Mission Impossible movies. She's just fantastic, and she's just somebody who my love for has grown with every movie I've seen her in.
Yeah, dude.
So it's interesting to watch this movie again, having become a much bigger fan of her.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And then come back and see her play this role that she's, as you said, she's so evil.
Yeah. Every scene she's in, one, you're focused on her because she has such a great presence that you're like, you know, zoomed in on her. But the whole time you're uncomfortable because of how bad she is. Like, it's phenomenal. She was brilliant. brilliant in
And
this.
even though I sounded like Jim Carrey when I did it earlier, I do love her little tagline when she comes up and she goes, "Well, hi there."
Yeah.
The way she says it is just so good.
Yeah. Agreed. Oh, man, she's good.
I also love Cliff Curtis is really great as Billy.
He was. Oh, that was another thing. Spoiler to the book. He does not die in the book, right?
Yeah, it's better when people die, is what we're saying.
And I will say his death, I went like right when the girl that manipulates says, kill yourself. I was like, no!
Yeah.
And both Cindy and I were like, no! We both said it, and then he does it, and it was, that crushed me, man. Because he's great. He's a great character in this, and just a solid person. So it sucked watching him die.
If I have any tiny quibble of this movie, which is near perfect for me, it is the fact that they start to walk up to that RV.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like, come on, guys.
Yep.
You know not to do this. But at the same time, it's a little forgivable because I think that they thought that they got everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also, I don't think that they know her power.
True.
Or do they? No, I think they do. Never mind. I think they do because she tries to do it on Abra, and Abra's not really there, and it's a trap.
Oh, right. That's true. Yep.
So it's still a quibble. That's one moment where I'm like, I don't think in reality they would have actually walked up to that RV. They would have waited.
That and another quibble, since we're on it, right at that same moment, Billy, excuse me, takes his sweet time shooting her. Like, she has a whole conversation with Dan as Billy's standing right over in the corner. So that was one thing. I did say that when we were watching. I was like, take the shot, man. Like, you have so much time right now. Shoot. But yeah.
Another actress right there, Snakebite Andy, is played by Emily Allen Lind.
I know her.
Have you seen her before?
I have.
How do you know her?
The Babysitter movies on Netflix, which I don't think you've watched yet.
I still haven't watched them. Who else was in that? There was somebody else in those that you mentioned because it's your favorite show ever.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yep.
Maybe that's who we talked about.
I wouldn't say favorite movie ever, but they're fun, man. They're a good time if you just want to sit and enjoy an hour and a half of bonkers horror.
Anyway,
yeah.
She was just kidding. Just kidding, buddy.
Oh, that's fine.
I know you love your babysitter movies.
Yeah, all right.
You really need to watch the new Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, because she's in that, and she's really good.
Okay. I know I do need to see that.
I'm a much bigger fan of that movie than most people that I know of.
I'll like it.
But I love that movie.
I'll like it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Wait.
You want to name somebody?
I do want to name someone. I thought Abra was great.
I was still naming actors.
Yeah. Kyleigh. Oh, I thought
I wasn't done.
Oh, I thought when you said go back to the beginning, you were going to talk about something in the movie. So I was like, well, hold on now.
I was going to talk about an actor in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
But no, let's talk about Kyleigh Curran.
Okay.
Let's make Andrew happy.
Thank you. I thought she was great. I don't know her. I'm sure. I don't know.
I don't remember her. Who was she?
What?
I'm kidding.
I was like, dude. Like one of the main characters. No, I thought
she's named after your stepdaughter.
That's true. Different spelling. I'm looking at her name right there. No, I thought she was fantastic in this. And one thing I really liked about how she portrayed it was with confidence, because she's this character that, even though, she's going through some hardcore stuff in this movie, I love that she understands that she's strong. And so anytime she kind of goes up against Rose the Hat, I love that smirk she has of like, I'm better than you. And I was like, oh, she's so cool. Like, I love this character. I was like, yes, I love that you know how strong you are and you're confident.
I love
with
that
it.
too, but I also love that she's a little bit overconfident.
Yes, very true.
Because she's a kid.
Yep.
Like, she feels like she has the upper hand, and she doesn't know that Rose is also very powerful.
Right. Yep. I don't know, but I thought she played it phenomenally. I thought she was a great actress, cast perfect for the role. I think she was great.
Well, let's just shout out to your stepdaughter, Kyleigh.
Yeah.
Who has been a part of every single episode of Fun with Horror.
That's true.
Everybody, that's Kyleigh in the opening of our show.
Yep.
That introduces us.
She's deeper, not deep, but deeper voice now. A little different than that cute little voice she had. So
Oh,
I know.
I know. I guarantee when I see her again, it'll be different if she calls me Scotty Love.
It will be. Yeah.
She probably won't.
She probably.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever I would meet up with Andrew and Kyleigh was there, Kyleigh would go, "Hi, Scotty Love."
Yeah.
It was so cute.
So cute.
The actress in the beginning of the movie that I was going to bring up,
Yes.
Violet, the little girl,
Yes. Yeah.
was played by Violet McGraw.
I knew exactly who it was. Yeah.
You did?
I did. Right away, I was like, oh, I know her. Because she won from Megan,
Yeah.
but also because she looks exactly like her sister from The Black Phone. So I was like,
Brother?
or what?
Sister? Brother?
Sister? Isn't it her sister?
Wait, her sister's in it? Oh, Madeline McGraw is her sister.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're
COVID.
good. I was like, wait, what? No, I mean, they look exactly alike and sound alike. But yeah, I knew right away. I was like, I know her.
Bruce Greenwood plays
yes.
Dr. Dalton.
Yeah, with his accent. He's great. It was good to see. I haven't seen Bruce Greenwood in a while.
Well, that's because you're not a true Flanagan fan.
Oh.
And you haven't seen Fall of the House of Usher, in which Bruce Greenwood is fantastic.
Oh, and in Gerald's Game.
That's true. He was in Gerald's Game.
Yep. Yeah, Flanagan sure, which is great. I love that. If you work with someone that you work well with, you use them again. So he definitely works well with people and uses a lot.
Speaking of Flanagan,
Yeah.
was his wife in this? Kate Siegel?
I had that same thought. I don't think so, which is weird because she's in every single thing he's ever done in his life. I don't remember her being in it unless. Oh, wait, yeah, I do have one other reference though to another actor, which you probably already
Go
know.
for it. No, go for it. Go for it. Now I'm going to keep looking her up.
I'm assuming you already know this, but the original Danny's in this.
No, I forgot this. What were?
He doesn't
Who
have
was
he doesn't have a line or anything. He's just at the baseball game. He's like a audience member at the baseball game. But I was like, oh, that's fun. Like nice to. It was his first acting gig. They said in 34 years, I think. I
That's
was like,
awesome.
that is really cool that they grabbed him for this. I love that.
I totally forgot about that. I feel like I may have heard it at some point.
Right,
but
I
yeah,
figured,
Totally
yeah.
forgot.
Pretty cool though.
And of course, Barry the Chunk, one of the members of the True Knot, is played by Robert Longstreet, who we remember from Halloween Kills.
We do?
Yeah, we do. You remember those amazing movies that David Gordon Green directed?
I remember the first amazing one. Yeah.
And the second.
And the second. You're right. Yeah, and the second. I don't remember the third.
He plays what's his face? Oh God, Scott. This is terrible.
I'm trying to remember who he was in that,
Halloween
man.
Kills. Everything is on the tip of my tongue today.
I know. I'm with you, dude. I am not getting names today. It's a real bummer.
Thank goodness for IMDb and my iPad right in front of me.
Right?
He played Lonnie. The kid's dad.
Totally.
And Lonnie,
Yeah.
the little bully from the first movie.
Yep. Oh,
From the
wild.
original. Yeah.
Okay. That's
so he
funny.
was Barry the Chunk
nice.
in Doctor Sleep. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Also, Zane. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm assuming it's Zane or Zahn McLaren. He was Crow Daddy, kind of the second in command.
Yes.
He's great.
so good.
He's so good. And like watching it, I told Cindy, I was like, that guy has the coolest look. Like he just looks great in this movie. Every time I see him, I'm like, he's got style. Like he just looks great.
It's so good. Like
Yeah.
all these people were so good.
Yeah, I know. It's
Everybody.
It really is a great cast for sure.
I love
Yeah.
this movie. There were some Stephen King references.
Ooh, help me out.
Some you might have caught, some you might not have.
Mm-hmm.
This one I know you didn't catch. When Danny gets on the bus
Yeah.
after his run-in with the girl
Right.
and everything, when he gets on the bus line is called K-Tet,
Yeah.
bus lines or something like that. Katet, Katet, is what it's referred to in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King.
Oh,
A
okay.
quartet is a group that travels together.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I like that.
So that was a nice reference. The first dying man in the old
Yep.
folks home that Danny works in
Mm-hmm.
is in room 217.
Yeah. Yep. Which is the book version, right, of the
Yes.
room. Yes.
And then Brad, Jacob Tremblay's character,
Mm-hmm.
is number 19, and they make a big deal out of it, him being number 19.
Right. Yeah, they do.
And 19 is Stephen King's like lucky number, his number that he always brings up in his books, 19.
That's cool. I did wonder, it hit me at one point, and then I forgot if there were connections to other, I mean, obviously besides The Shining, but other King works, because I know he does connect them in some cool ways, so I wasn't sure if there was if someone was a cousin of whoever from it, or, I don't know.
Those are the ones I caught.
Right, yeah.
Other than the obvious Shining references.
Right.
Another cute little one is that Abra, her street address is 1980.
Oh,
1980 is the year The Shining was released.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. What did you think? Here's an interesting question. What did you think of the heartbeat in the movie? Did you notice the heartbeat throughout the movie?
No, I don't think I did, dude. Heartbeat?
Oh.
What do you mean?
There's like a heartbeat throughout the entire movie that comes and goes. It's like dun, 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 dun. And it gets stronger the closer it gets to the Overlook.
I don't think I caught that, dude. Maybe it's a sound. It was at a decibel I can't hear. I don't know. I don't remember that.
I need you to go back to the movie and play a little bit of it.
Okay.
Like, serious. I'm serious. After we're done here.
Okay.
Do me a favor, because I want to know if you can hear it on your TV.
Okay.
Because if not, that's concerning. You're missing some things in movies, and I'm just going to have to buy you a whole new sound system and stuff.
I do have an old TV, so I'm sure we heard it. I don't know.
Andrew watches everything on an old 4x3 CRT.
That's right. I use the knob to turn it on.
With a VHS built into it.
I have to plug in the Blu-ray into a VHS adapter. Oh. I don't.
Yeah, so there's a heartbeat that comes in and out of the movie that just, it's like the heartbeat of the Overlook Hotel, and I mean, it signifies a lot of things, but it's just ever present.
Oh,
and I love it.
Whoops. I will listen. I don't remember it, man.
That kind of breaks my heart that you couldn't hear it.
I don't know. I'm sure I could. I'll listen. I will listen after this because I'm curious. Is there a part in particular? Should I just jump right to the hotel?
Yes, you should jump to the entire movie. It's in the whole movie. It comes and goes throughout the entire movie. It's always there, a lot of times. What? Yeah, go to the gas station when he's at the gas station outside of the Overlook.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's definitely.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm seeing my other notes because, I mean, we could talk about so many things in this movie, but I don't want to go on too long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole scene, everything with the Overlook was just unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
I love that when he's at the gas station and they're going in, that he actually recreates the entire opening of The Shining. When that music comes in,
yes,
you see the lake.
Mm-hmm.
You see the lake with the little island in the middle of it.
Yep. The cave they drive in.
You see, yeah.
I totally caught, as we were watching that, I was like, oh, that's exactly the beginning of The Shining. Because I even remember commenting on that during The Shining of being like, that's a really cool opening. It's so pretty. Yeah, that was cool. It was exact, dude. It was really cool to see. I agree.
But you see it at night this time instead of during the day. Yeah.
But I knew exactly what it was, man. I was like, I know that road.
And then, of course, Danny looking through the crack in the door. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, dude. It was awesome.
Some people may have called it gratuitous nostalgia. I loved it.
You could call it that, but I mean, honestly, if you're in that position, I probably would have looked too. I would have been curious, and it makes sense to me.
And I loved how it ended with the same song. The very end of this movie ends with that old-timey song,
yes.
Midnight, the Stars and You.
Yes. Yep.
And in The Shining, of course, it zooms in on the photograph.
Right.
With Jack in the... But I like that they didn't do a photograph in this one.
Yeah, that would have been a little much.
Yeah.
Yep. On the nose.
And that's why I love Flanagan. He knows when to go for it and when to pull back,
Right.
In my opinion.
Fair. Yeah. That's fair. One thing I do want to bring up as well that I thought was so cool is when Rose the Hat meditates and goes to see Abra. I thought the way they filmed that, her floating and everything, how she gets even in the house, all of it was so cool. I was mesmerized for 3 minutes, whatever it was that it took her to get there. I was like, this is one of the coolest scenes I've seen. It's just everything about it was cool, man. I was totally hypnotized by this scene. I loved it.
And it's yet another thing that could have been super cheesy looking.
Right, yes.
Like having this woman just flying above the earth.
Right.
Above the clouds. But with the heartbeat.
That's right.
And the music, it looked really cool.
It did. And I love, too, when she first starts, we see her kind of float up. And the way they filmed it at that angle is really neat, where it's her looking at the earth, but it's tipped up. So it's her almost like standing while floating, looking at... It was just really... That would have been that's a poster. Like, that moment, I felt like... I was like, oh, that would be a really cool poster. And just a unique... Yeah, the whole scene was so unique and very cool. Very cool. Loved it.
I love the way the True Knot people... Mm-hmm. I love the effect of them dying or cycling, as they call it in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Very
where
cool.
you start to see, like, you see glimpses of what they really look like.
Yep.
The monsters underneath.
Yep. Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
I did too. And I actually, again, a moment that could have been cheesy, but I felt like worked really well, was when they are kind of huffing the steam and their eyes kind of glow. And at certain points, their eyes glow.
Yes.
I thought that was effective. Again, it could have looked really cheesy, but to me, they looked scary. That was a moment where I was like, they're frightening right there. That's a creepy look.
Scary as hell.
Yeah.
Like when they're killing Brad, your favorite scene.
Stop.
And like their heads come up.
Yes.
And their eyes are glowing.
Mm-hmm. And it is kind of like that vampire thing, you know, where they're like, when a vampire drinks blood and they kind of, depending on the movie and stuff, sometimes they look a little different. Like they're getting this like rush of whatever. It was kind of that they're huffing this stuff, and that look they give is like, ooh. It just was well done. I did like their looks in this.
I love the moment. I forget exactly what happens, but Danny's in the dream, and then there's the big, and he falls out of his bed and he sees red rum.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was so awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, all the dreams were cool. Oh man, I will say, watching Rose the Hat get trapped in Abra's dream was awesome. I loved it because, again, we see the bad guy getting their due, sort of. But her ripping her hand out of that filing cabinet, it reminded me of another Flanagan movie. I won't say what. Definitely reminded me of it, though. I sat there like, I'm going to throw up. It's so gross because she's essentially ripping her skin off of her hand.
Yeah.
You know, it's awful. But I love, too, that when she does escape, she flings back. Again, very cool moment where she's kind of going back where we just saw her floating and lands in her body. But the way she hits her body and then flings off the top of the camper, I thought was great, too. I was like, that's such a cool moment. Like, it just was really cool. I loved it.
Genius.
Yeah.
It's genius.
It is, man. And then she's sitting there bleeding, having just got her butt kicked, and they go, yeah, so-and-so's dying as well. Like, what a night for her. But I was like, good, you jerk.
Yeah, good. I loved the idea, and this is from the book as well, but I love the idea that Danny becomes an alcoholic. Yeah. Usually I hate alcoholism in movies.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's kind of triggering to me, not because I am, but because of people around me.
I get it, yeah.
My two uncles, were alcoholics when I was growing up, and I was around it a lot growing up.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. But alcoholism in movies is a little bit triggering to me, and it bothers me. But in this one, I like the fact that I don't like the fact that he becomes an alcoholic like his dad.
Right.
But I do appreciate that fact, and I love the fact that when he quits, like he's able to quit. And when he's presented with it, there's the moment where he thinks all hope is lost, and he grabs a bottle.
Yeah, I was worried.
I think it's after Billy dies, I believe.
Yes, yeah, yep.
But then he just throws the bottle, and I love that when the Overlook Hotel, in the form of his father, tempts him with alcohol, he very matter-of-factly says no.
Yeah.
I love that.
I will say, though, I was worried. I was worried both times. When he has the bottle, I was like, please, don't do it. Like, I mean, I really was concerned about him. And I love they threw it. But then, even at the hotel, he's looking at the drink, and I still was like, oh, please don't do it. Like, oh, please.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're in the worst place to do this. Like, but the fact that he kind of pushes it away. And then Jack throws it. I thought was great. You know, it was like
Yeah.
curses. Or flings it. Yeah.
Flings it aside. Yeah, but I mean, he goes down a different path than his dad did, and I love that.
Which, jumping back into that, I did love his speech that he gives at his 8-year sobriety. You know, he gets his ceremony, I guess you'd call it, where he talks about his dad. I thought was a really good speech, how he kind of morphed it into, this is for both of us. You know, I thought it was a good speech. I really liked it. Yeah. It was good, man.
I think I want to kind of close on one of my favorite aspects of the book and this movie was the meaning behind the title Dr. Sleep.
Yeah, very good.
So when Danny gets sober, he gets a job at
hospice.
Hospice. Yeah, thank you. And it's where these old people spend the end of their lives.
Right.
And there's a cat in the movie that knows when somebody is about to pass away, and the cat goes into their room and gets on the bed. So when that cat gets on somebody's bed, they know that their time is near. But it brought tears to my eyes when Danny went in the first room.
Oof, yeah, dude.
And the guy was scared of dying. And Danny was able to soothe him and help him feel more comfortable about it.
Yeah.
That part just really got me. And then the fact that they keep changing the camera angle to show that cute ass cat. And that cat was the best.
It was a very pretty cat. Very, very pretty. Yeah.
I will say, I believe, I could be wrong here, but I believe the theatrical version had less of that. And I remember the book focused on that quite a bit.
Okay.
Because the old people start calling him Dr. Sleep because he's the one that comes in when you're about to go to sleep for good.
Right. Yeah, it was good, dude. I agree. I love that idea. And it's cool to see. I mean, it's that redemption arc. He goes from rock bottom. I mean, the worst of the worst to finding a way to help people. You know, I mean, coming out of it and becoming this sort of, I don't know, hero, I guess. I don't know if that's even the right word, but just someone to bring peace to others. It was cool to see that redemption arc of going from rock bottom to being someone to help others. I liked that a lot.
And then of course, the scene where the cat goes to the door and Danny's like, you got it wrong this time, buddy. There's nobody in that room. But then he goes in and it's the last time he gets to talk to Dick Halloran.
Yep.
And it's a great conversation.
Yep.
I just love that whole Dr. Sleep portion of the movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I wasn't like super curious, but I was curious when we were starting this of who Dr. Sleep was. I really thought Dr. Sleep was going to be the antagonist or something. I was like, who's Dr. Sleep? Ooh. so it's fun to see.
Is he anything like Dr. Giggles?
It was not.
Yeah, it was not.
But yeah, I agree. I thought that was that it was him. He was Dr. Sleep. I love that.
And, I did say that was the final thing, but the final thing that I'll say is that the night after I watched this movie, I grabbed my vinyl copy of the soundtrack.
Nice.
Which I own, and I just recently got my record player working again after a whole year of not being able to listen to my records.
Oh, no.
So it was very nice to sit down and play the soundtrack to Dr. Sleep and just sit there and listen to it.
Nice.
And the soundtrack even includes the heartbeat that is ever present in the movie.
I think you're making it up, man, but I will look or listen.
I think it's time for 3 questions.
Let's do it.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
All right, my friend. What in this movie is the best death or kill? Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, you're giving me a look. I was like, did I mess up?
No, you're going to hate me.
Oh, you brat.
No, I'm being serious.
I know you are.
I think Brad's death is the most effective kill in this movie. I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like that he dies. But when I think back to this movie, obviously I love Rose's death at the end because she deserves it. And I love the fact that Danny brings back all the ghosts from the Overlook to kill her. But I will never forget the way Jacob Tremblay acted in that part and just how the movie went for it and didn't they didn't show everything. Again, we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
They didn't show everything. They showed you enough, and they didn't flinch away from showing you this so that you really, truly hate these people and want them to die horrible deaths.
Right.
When Danny says, or was it him or Abra that says, I hope it hurts?
I think it was Abra that says it.
Was it Abra?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
One of them says, when one of them is dying, one of them, oh yeah, because it's when the crow goes
Yes.
out the window.
Yep.
And she stands over him and she says, I hope this really hurts.
Yep. Well, I guess that technically that was Danny. Or no, it was her. It was her because she got her body back.
It was her.
Yep.
Yeah. And you really, like at that point, because you've seen what they do, you hope it hurts too.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And they do all writhe in pain, so.
So go for it, buddy. What do you think was the best killer death?
Not that one. I mean, I have.
Oh, wait, real quick before you say this.
Yeah.
I also want to say, I also had to smile at how hard Flanagan went for it as well when they dig him up.
Oh,
And
yeah,
oh my
dude.
God, they dig him up, they smell it, and there's even worms crawling around, and you're just like, come on, man.
I have to say, though, about that scene, jumping back to it, like, when they're digging him up, I'm like, if you're caught right now, there's no way you're explaining this to anybody, you know?
True.
And the guy throws up, Billy throws up, so his DNA is right there. And, like, there was just a bunch of stuff where, it was at that point, I think I said, oh, they're gonna die. Because there's not a chance that they're gonna explain that. If someone does find the body, they're all over it. Like, so I was like, Danny's gotta die. And so does Billy. And they both did, so I was like, all right, well, there you go.
So see, maybe those threads are left undone in the book.
Ah, yeah. True. Anyway.
Anyway.
My favorite, I gotta go with Rose the Hat. It was nice to see her get it. And it was a cool way to see her die by these, like you said, they locked up ghosts. Was cool.
All the characters, all the ghosts we saw from The Shining.
Which it was cool, of course, to see the twins again show up. I mean, obviously different actresses, but it was cool just to see the come play with us, you know. It was cool. I liked it.
And Grady with the blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't see any guy dressed as a dog, which was unfortunate, but
I thought about that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's that scene, man. That would have been an interesting way to die, but yeah. All right, question number 2. Was this movie scary?
I think that parts of this movie could be scary. Yeah. It didn't really scare me, but there are some very frightening parts of this movie, I think, to some people. I think it could be.
Yeah.
What about you?
Again, not really, but again, there's moments where it did make me think, like seeing the little boy, the baby, at the beginning, just knowing that that is a thing that happens, is scary to me. That's awful. That's horrifying. But scary in terms of like, oh my gosh, these monsters. And no. I mean, there's, again, horrifying moments in this movie, but I didn't lose sleep over that. I already know your answer, man, but we gotta do it. It's the podcast rules. Did you have fun with Dr. Sleep?
This movie honestly gets better every single time I see it. I could watch it again today, and I think I would enjoy it even more than the last time. But it's been like that ever since I saw it in theaters. You know, I saw it the first time. I liked it a lot. And then when I saw it at home, I liked it even more.
Nice.
And this past week, watching it again, I liked it even more. Like, now this movie is a 5-star movie for me.
Wow. Nice. It's awesome.
What about you?
I did. Yeah, I did like it. Yep. Like I said, we've talked about my quibbles, but yeah, I do think it's a really good movie, man. And it was a fun sequel, you know, to something that, who knew we'd ever get a sequel to? I mean, obviously with King writing it, you know, who knew? But that's great. That's cool. So yeah, I did like it.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so Ewan McGregor just called while you were saying that.
Yeah.
And he said, "Tell Andrew, thank you, my boy."
Well, tell him you're welcome. And
I will.
Man, that's wild. You're so good. It's wild. It is wild.
Thank you, my boy.
The cat's on my bed.
Oh, hey, I'll move her.
No. I knew she would be. That cat, always seems to know when it's time. I guess it's time.
No, it's just Azzy being a silly old cat.
Nope. Been that way ever since I got here. The cat knows when it's time to go to sleep. Everyone knows that.
So we're recording this on a Saturday.
Yes.
I got sick Monday.
Oof. Dang, dude.
It hit me really bad Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm much better, but I would really like to know if everybody can hear my energy level just going down as we recorded this episode, man, because whoo.
I don't think it. I mean, just sitting here with you, I don't think it has. But I mean, you're one of the most full of life people I've ever met. So I think even when you're not feeling good or feel like you're low energy, I feel like you still have more energy than you think because you're full of life. It's one of the things I love about you. One of the many things I love about you.
I'm gonna need to get some doctor sleep after this. But before,
So bad.
Andrew, it's time for you to pick our next movie, buddy.
Yeah, man. So we, as you know, I mean, there's a lot to pick from right now, but we gotta finish a trilogy off together on this podcast. So I'm picking Maxine. We're doing
Okay.
Max, or should
All
I
right.
say Maxine?
Max XX scene.
There you go. Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
Maxine, buddy. Like I said, we've done we've done the first X and Pearl, so we got to finish it off. Let's do the 3.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Okay. Maxine just hit home video digital
Yes.
a couple days ago as we're recording this.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm excited for you to see it. I'm curious as to what you'll think about it. Keep an open mind.
Okay. Okay.
I've seen it. I saw it in theaters.
Right.
I've been very excited to watch it again, so I'll probably watch it today.
Nice.
Maybe.
Nice.
Oh, and before we go, I want to tell everybody a quick story that I kind of mentioned, and this is the perfect place to tell this.
Okay.
And remember, so we recorded our last episode on a Sunday, and as we all know, we release on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you about this.
Yeah.
You know, I was busy that Sunday. After we recorded, I had things. I went out, and I was like, and I even came home that night from eating somewhere. And I was like, you know, I should get started on the episode. I got all tomorrow night to do it. Once I get home from work, I'll just spend tomorrow night doing it. I don't know what the hell happened, buddy. But Monday night after work, I came home and I just forgot. I forgot about the podcast, right?
Yeah.
9:30 comes along, and I think around 9:15 or so, like with my nightly work schedule, I have a hard time sleeping, so a lot of times I take a Unisom to help me sleep.
Yeah.
And I usually take it around 9:15. You know, I go outside and I give the stray cats some treats. And that's my routine every night. I get into bed and drift off. Well, I came back inside after feeding the strays, and all of a sudden I just look at my computer and I'm thinking, tomorrow's podcast day. And I was like, oh, crap. I haven't edited this podcast yet. Oh, my God. So I panicked. I had a little panic where I was like, what do I do? Like, I've already taken a sleeping pill, and it's late, and I've got work in the morning. What do I do? And I said, well, let's just do it. And I sat down, and I was up till almost midnight.
Oh, my God.
Buddy, halfway through the last episode, I was, my eyes were heavy.
Oh, no.
It was so much fun.
Dude, okay, if that ever happens again, I think people, myself included, I don't care if you skip a day or it comes out Wednesday. That's fine. I think everyone would forgive you. If you needed to take the day, it's okay. It's okay.
Buddy, I appreciate you saying that, but no.
Here, okay, hold on. I'm going to ask, I'm going to do this. If everyone is okay, if Scotty does it, and you're still listening, post it on our Facebook. Just let them know. It's okay. It's okay.
I love everybody that listens to us.
I do
but
too.
no.
I just want
our
them to
episodes
know.
release on Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. Pacific time. That's when our episodes release. And it's always going to be like that.
But it's okay.
And it's going to take an emergency. No.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
It was within my power to edit the last episode and get it out by 5 a.m. Now, the people on YouTube had to suffer. They had to wait until Tuesday night to listen to the episode because I was not going to do YouTube. And also our dear Patreon, normally I have the episode release on Patreon as well for everybody, for the public. It's not just for our members.
Right.
Anybody can listen to our episodes on Patreon, our regular episodes, not our exclusives.
Right.
You have to become a patron to listen to our exclusives.
Right.
Wink, wink,
wink, wink.
And let me tell you guys a behind the scenes secret.
Ooh.
While we're just going off here.
Why not?
Even Andrew hasn't heard our exclusive episodes on Patreon.
Sorry.
You son of a...
I know. Dude, I'm tired. I'm always busy. Stop it. I'm so tired.
I edited an episode at 10 o'clock at night until midnight.
Yeah? What time does your kid wake you up in the morning? That's what I thought.
No, I have an automatic feeder that feeds my kids at 6 o'clock in the morning so that I don't have to wake up.
There you go. Exactly. I don't have an automatic feeder for my kid.
Well, now you know what to get from Amazon today.
I will get the one that you got. It was very erect, the one you got. Very,
Yeah, had a lot of girth.
It did. Yep.
two bowls, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And a large shaft.
Yep.
That has food in it.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
This has been Scotty and Andrew with Fun with Horror. We love you all.
We love you all. Ah.
Andrew's voice even almost cracked there. He loves you so much.
I love you so much. I'm going through second puberty. I love you all.
Second?
Yeah.
This is like your 12th.
I know. Don't judge me.
I go through puberty every day. It's great.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Buddy, I love you.
I love you. I love you so much, man.
I can't wait to talk about Maxine with you.
Me? Either.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
And everybody have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.
Yes.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm afraid you've confused me with someone else. It's Lloyd. Lloyd. I apologize, Mr. Torrance. I don't know where everyone is, but it'll pick up. Oh, I know where they are. And you're right. It'll pick